Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. My name is GBay99. I hope you all are having a wonderful day. Today we are back with another Q&A video. It feels like we're making these kind of frequently, doesn't it? We're making about one a week that typically comes out on Wednesday. Are you guys getting sick of them? Do you want to keep on seeing them at the pace that we're making, or maybe make them like once every 2 weeks, once every month? Leave a comment. I'm having fun with them. I hope you guys are too, but either way, today we actually have some pretty good questions. How would you describe each elo in one word? I don't know if I could do it in a single word, but I'll do it with a single phrase. Bronze would be bad. Silver would be less bad. Gold would be wasted potential. Platinum would be not actually bad, but people still call you bad. Diamond would be more of platinum. Master would be almost good, and Challenger would be good. I don't know if you guys agree with me, but that honestly feels how League of Legends is right now. Like, you can't really be any rating other than Challenger and be considered good, even if you are Challenger. Even if you're a pro player, you can't lose laning phase. You can't lose laning phase more than one game, or you'll be like Niantanso or Link or someone where the community just bullies you into retirement. Why are all your videos titles in all caps? Honestly, the reason for it is because it gets more views. I have no idea why, but when I put a video in all caps, it will get more views than a video that I just have like a normal human being title. I know I made that one video about clickbait where I discussed this a little bit, but honestly, the reason I do it is because it works. I don't really care about like my artistic integrity when it comes to whether or not I use caps, and I am perfectly fine with using them when it gets me like 50,000 more views. What is your favorite dish besides socks sauteed with mushrooms and garlic? You eat one little sock and the internet just doesn't let you forget. Honestly, real talk, my favorite dish would probably be, I know these fishermen or fishmongers, I'm not too sure what to call them. They're these guys that sell fish where they have this fish that's imported from Scotland, this Scottish salmon that's the most fatty and juicy and delicious salmon. It tastes better than a steak. Oh my, it's like, oh, I can never eat enough of it. It costs like 16 bucks a pound, which is pretty expensive for Midwest prices. I had 2.5 pounds of it for my 21st birthday. Like, it is the, oh my god, it's the bee's knees. How can Riot improve the waiting queue so it'll be faster? Give us back solo queue, maybe? Please, Riot? I mean, because both the new champion select and dynamic queue were implemented at the exact same time, we have no way of telling how much of wait times are attributed to making sure that everyone gets their role, and how much of wait times are attributed to try and make sure that solo plus a 4-man pre-made is matched up against another solo plus 4-man pre-made. Part of me really wants Riot to succeed and wants them to just like fix dynamic queue and then have it just be amazing and have everyone love it and have it be competitive and have everything be great and hunky-dory, but part of me just kind of wants it to fail, honestly, at this point, and then hopefully we get solo queue back in the upcoming season. How do you manage to avoid getting matched with 4 other bonobos in your teams? I don't know what that word is or means. Honestly, I still have plenty of games where I do badly, where I do poorly, or have teammates that suck, and it's frustrating and whatnot, but it's not that bad, honestly. I mean, I think part of it is like a psychological thing, right? Like, one of the reasons that a lot of players, especially in lower ratings, get super tilted at teammates and get super frustrated is because they see their team lose first blood, or they see their team get like behind 5 kills to 1 early on, and then they just say like, oh, the game's over, I'm gonna get super angry and flame these guys, and they're gonna flame me back, and then the game just spirals out of control when honestly you're only down by 4 kills. The trick is to not take it too seriously, to like try and win and want to win, but be okay with losing, and you'll be surprised how many games you can still win even after a weird beginning. Is the champion mastery system a good indication of the player's mastery of a champion? That's a pretty good question, honestly. I think it's probably about as good as it's gonna get, if I'm being honest. Like, Riot could do some really cool stuff. Like, right now, the way the champion mastery system works is all you have to do is eventually grind out enough games to get rank 5 mastery, and then have a total of 5 games where you get S ranks, right? That honestly does take some skill, even if you can't do it in like normals. Like, it does, if you see someone with champion mastery level 7, that means that they can perform well with that champion, but it doesn't necessarily mean they're one of the top players of that champion, you know? I feel like Riot just wanted something that everyone could eventually get to without really rewarding the top players of whatever specific champion. They could do some really cool, interesting stuff. Like what if they did what if Riot had a separate elo that you were assigned for each champion that you played, and when you won a game with that champion, your elo went up and went down, and you could look at the ladders of all the Aurelia players and then see how you you rank. A separate ELO or MMR rating for each champion that you play that it just works like an old solo queue system. I think like they could do something like that would show the top percentage of players, and they could distribute rewards or something through that kind of system. But honestly, that I feel like that's not something they're gonna do. The champion mastery system is something that's designed so that everyone theoretically can get it, so no one's left out, and that kind of sucks that everyone could get rank 7 champion mastery on any champion that they dedicate enough time to, but at the same time, it's cool. My completing League series has taught me it does take a very long time to grind out those games to get rank 5 mastery, and then, I mean, I only have rank 7 with a single champion, my most played champion. It's probably pretty hard to get 5 S rank games if you aren't actually well acquainted with the champ. If someone asked you, should they play League, would you tell them yes or no, why or why not? That's an interesting question. I would probably say it kind of depends. If the person is looking for a video game that they can just play for fun, I'd say no. Don't play League of Legends for fun. Nobody should be playing League of Legends for fun in the same way that I play Splatoon every night for fun. I play Splatoon every night for like 2 hours because Nintendo knows how to make a fun game where you can just pick up a game and play it and experience fun. That's not what League of Legends really is about, even though that sounds kind of depressing. There are games like that I play. Splatoon, Overwatch, RuneScape to some extent, FIFA, Madden. There are plenty of games where you can pick them up for a couple hours and just have fun with them, but that's not what League of Legends is about. League of Legends it gives you an entirely different kind of fun. A fun that you get from dedicating a bunch of time to learning something, to studying it, to learning every element of it that you possibly can, and then being put in a super stressful environment where if you perform well, then you get this huge rush of adrenaline, like holy moly, that felt like I was in Vietnam or something. You have all these people yelling at you, you have your teammates flaming you for every death, you have your opponents BMing you, you have to perform super well and deal with your garbage teammates. But when it all works out in the end and when you win the game, it's such a satisfying thing. There is no other game that gives me the kind of fun that League of Legends can give you, and if you're willing to put forth the dedication and go through all the frustration, then it's definitely worth it if you ask me. What is your nationality? American. I don't know if you couldn't tell from like all the USA shirts I have and the giant American flag in the background of most of my videos, but I am from the United States. If you're talking about like where my family came from when they immigrated to the United States, my father's family is almost completely German, and then my mother's family is a mixture of Irish and English. But yeah, I mean, if you're just talking about where I'm from, I mean, I would think my accent gives it away. I stopped playing League because of toxic players. Do you fear this will happen to you? No, not at all. Not anymore, at least. It's something that gets a whole lot better the longer and longer you play. Whenever you play a game of League of Legends and someone ruins it from AFKing or trolling, or I mean, AFKs are fixed with /remake now, but whenever you get like a really huge garbage frustrating dick on your team, it can feel like that game is just completely shot, that you lose 20 minutes, sometimes if they refuse to surrender 30 minutes, 40 minutes of your day, that it just feels like such a huge portion of your day is wasted on the most awful experience, and I can completely understand why someone would quit because of that. But you kind of have to keep in mind, I've played League of Legends for 6 years now. I think I have like a total of 5,000, 6,000, maybe 7,000 plus games played in total. When you have a game that happens where it's really frustrating like that, by the time you've played this many games, it feels like it's nothing compared to how many games you've played in total. The longer and longer you play League of Legends, the better and better it'll get, and the easier it'll be for you to deal with people like that and just say, it's just one game. Have you ever thought about taking a trip to Greece? I've not thought about taking a trip to Greece for like a vacation during the summer or anything, if that's what you're asking, but I do want to come to Europe for like a convention or something, which might actually be happening really soon. I'll tell all you guys about that soon because I haven't gone to any events in Europe ever, I don't think. Something might be happening though, and I'll tell you guys in an upcoming video if it does. Were you bullied in high school? I kind of feel bad answering this question. I feel like you might be asking that because you're bullied in high school and you want someone to like kind of look up to as someone that was able to get through it. And let me just start off by saying that you can get through it. High school feels so frustrating when you're going through it because high school is like all you ever know. All you ever know is school up until you graduate from high school and then either go into the workforce or go off to college. Your life will get better. It sucks right now, right? It sucks if you get bullied in high school, but it's a very small portion of your life that is going to get immeasurably better in the future. But that being said, I didn't really get bullied in high school myself. I was really fortunate to live in the Midwest, where I don't think I ever really saw someone get bullied. Like, no one got physically hit. You kind of laughed at kids in situations. Like, I had this one friend named Garrett who one time in middle school, he bought his lunch, and he bought his lunch with cash, where he had a couple of bucks and change, that when he went to throw out his tray, he threw away his tray not realizing he had the couple bucks on his tray still, so he just threw away money. He reaches into the garbage can to try and pick the money out, and then there's this other kid on the other side of the garbage can who's sitting at a table, so the garbage can is to his back, kind of like this. The kid just turns over and then projectile vomits into the garbage can right as Garrett is about to stick his hand in for the money. It was the most weird, coincidental, hilarious thing I had seen in my life up until that point, and you kind of laughed at the kid for doing that, and you laughed at everyone for the situation, but you never made fun of him for it or anything like that. What did you think about this E3? This E3, I think, was like the first time I didn't care about it, honestly. You know, you can only go through so many games like Spore, that's hyped up to be this awesome thing that just ends up being like, really? I mean, last year, or maybe a couple years ago now, I remember getting so hyped for Watch Dogs and The Division and all these games that look so good, and they finally come out and they're like, what the hell is this? That's not to say there aren't games that I'm looking forward to coming out. Like, I'm looking forward to the new Final Fantasy VII remake, and probably I'll try out the new Final Fantasy 15 or whatever. That I'll try. I'm kind of looking forward to certain games out there, especially Persona 5. Oh my god, I can't wait for Persona 5. I didn't really get to watch that much of E3, but of the stuff that I saw, it wasn't really that, like, it didn't get my blood pumping. There were a few things that I thought looked pretty cool, like the new FIFA career mode. I guess EA just took a look at Marcus Rashford's life and said, well, let's just make that into a video game, and it probably will be pretty fun. But yeah, this is like the first year it kind of feels like I'm becoming a cynical, jaded adult, or someone, you know, where I don't even care about all the hype anymore. And finally, the last question of the day, what is your favorite film, and what's the last film you watched? The last film I watched on my own was Miller's Crossing, What's the Rumpus? I love that film, that was fantastic. Outside of that, I actually watched Jaws the other day with my dad. Jaws is my dad's favorite movie of all time. When he first went and saw it in the theater, he was like 13 or 14 years old, and he said he saw it 7 times, and I mean, it is a really, really good movie. I loved watching it again. My favorite film, though, I'm actually going to save that question, and because that's something I'm going to talk a little bit about in tomorrow's video. That makes tomorrow's video sound really boring, doesn't it? It's not just going to be a video where I talk about my favorite film. I got a package thing here, though, that I want to talk to you guys a little bit about some stuff with it and movies and my favorite movie and my YouTube channel. And there's a lot of rambling things that sounds really boring when I'm describing them, and I really hope this doesn't turn you guys off from tomorrow's video. But trust me, you guys will see tomorrow. So anyway, I hope you guys all enjoyed watching today's video. I will see you all in tomorrow's, but until then, thank you very much for watching. Good luck in solo queue, and have a wonderful day.